Warning, this podcast contains J Street. What's up, everyone, and welcome to the ASOTV podcast for Sleepy Hollow, Season 4, Episode 3, Heads of State. I'm your host, Dom, and with me we have Kim.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good.
Good. So, what'd you think of this episode?
I liked it. There was some cute information, and I learned some things, considering I didn't know that things were actually real, or what believed to be real.
Yeah, well, and not only that, but like J Street, there really is no J Street in DC, and like that's
really?
That's a real thing too, and like the whole ban. We'll get into that. But I was just really excited to have the Headless Horseman back. He's the staple of this show. Like you can't do the show without him.
Oh, yeah. The whole Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah. Yep. So, I mean, the episode kind of starts off with, other than the horseman, it starts off with Crane looking for, a new apartment, which I thought was fantastic. It's got a stunning view. Where is this stunning view? Oh, the neighbor showers with the shades up. Yep. Stunning
They
view.
never explain whether it's a guy or a girl, either.
They did not.
They just go, hey.
Mm-hmm. And then Jenny kind of points out that she never noticed Crane's hipster tendencies, which I thought was kind of funny.
I like they kind of pointed out his obsession with donuts.
Donuts, and yeah. He's overall pretty skeptical about taking the apartment, but as soon as he finds out that it's 1/4 the price of all the other ones he looked at, he's sold. Let's take it. And then later on, we see him assembling some IKEA furniture, which was hysterical.
That was pretty funny. Because it was some serious business. He's all like, I'm going to take over the Swedish.
Yep. But, like, having the Headless Horseman come in and try, which, by the way, was played by the original actor, which was fantastic. I was so happy. He's looking for a new head, basically. And we find out that he's going after a head of power. So he's going after the president, which was a female, for the record, which I thought was kind of cool.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting.
Yep. So they're definitely not like placing it in our timeline. Anything. It's like an alternate version of the our history or whatever. I'm assuming. Crane is able to kind of lure him away by saying, oh, well, let's give him what he really wants, which is Crane's head. They've been arch rivals forever. And that kind of leads them to, discuss with the team. And everywhere that I've been looking, various places are basically calling them Team Scooby-Doo now. Because they remind, of the Scooby-Doo gang. With all solving the mysteries and the ghosts and all that fun stuff.
Makes sense.
But yeah, and in this they go visit Dreyfus, right? And Dreyfus actually is kind of helpful. Self-servingly helpful, but still helpful nonetheless.
He's using it to his own means. Yeah. He's just wanting to see, kind of testing Ichabod's capability.
Yeah, well, Ichabod and Diana. It's going to take me a little bit to get used to her name. Same thing with Jake and Alex. It's going to take me a little time to remember their names right off the bat. But, yeah, so Diana goes, and, they're like, oh, usually people like that have something to hide, but he was very open, very forthcoming with all his information, which makes it seem like he's hiding something even more. We know he is, but, still suspicious for them. And in it is revealed that he's holding a document related to Benjamin Banneker, who actually is a real person, right? Unlike last episode where we couldn't find anything about the Dyer sisters, Benjamin Banneker is real. He was an author, surveyor, naturalist, farmer, free slave, free... that's redundant. Or that's not redundant. That is an oxymoron, a free slave. That's not a thing. He was a free black man living in those times.
Freed.
Yes. And no, he was actually born free.
Okay.
Yeah, his mother was a free black lady, and the father was a former slave. So he was a freed slave. So Benjamin Banneker himself was free, like his whole life. And he worked with Thomas Jefferson, and he actually did work on what is believed to be the original plan for the federal capital city. It's an actual urban legend that he had a large involvement in this. So the show's basis on this urban legend is based in some truth. Like, this is a real urban legend. They're confirming that it's real, which
it wouldn't be the
doesn't make it real. Yeah, but the show's got to do that. That's their twist on everything. I was absolutely fascinated with all of this, like learning about J Street and everything. There really is no J Street in Washington, D.C. This is true. There is no J Street. The reasons that they gave, of course, have to, tie into the way they do their show. The real reason why there's no J Street is much, much more boring.
What's the reason?
No one knows the exact reason, but the guessed reason is simply because the letters I and J are very similar, indistinguishable, especially when handwritten in, 18th century. And up till more modern times, that because they were basically interchangeable, they didn't put both of them because it would have been redundant.
Well, they kind of said that, and then they kind of added to it to,
right.
Well, I guess there is one, but...
Right. So, because the map and everything was so well planned, it would seem really weird to not have a J Street. So, in fact, we may not have an I Street. Who knows? Maybe I Street was originally J Street this whole time because they were interchangeable. We don't know. So, but I like the little spin on it. I loved, it's like this supernatural kind of what did they call it? It looked like it was in a tunnel, almost, like an alleyway.
It was weird because it looked like it went from city to the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, like the woods or something.
Yeah, that's why I sat there and I was like, what is going on? Then we had the weird gook thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. The shadow thing that was flipped across the thing in the beginning, and we're like, oh, what's this? And then they did nothing about it. And
right. It was cool to, they tied the tunnels and everything in there, and they had all these ancient glyphs, Mayan glyphs, and, all these different things, and it ended up being 4 different language seals to open the barrier for J Street, and it's kind of interesting. I liked it. And then they used some kind of seal and plate kind of thing to trap the horsemen there to begin with. And all this time, it was Dreyfus. He planned this. He knew Crane was going to do it. By handing him Benjamin Banneker's notes, the layout and everything, showed him exactly, what he needed to find out. And Dreyfus gets on takes the opportunity to go and cut a deal with the horsemen, right?
Oh, I think that was his whole motive in the beginning.
But it's
well, I'll let you out if you my shit.
Yeah. So now it's ooh, what kind of chaos can the two of them cook up, or maybe worse, what does the horseman have or have access to that Dreyfus needs to complete what he's doing? Because Dreyfus didn't end up with another piece of an artifact or something this episode. It just kind of... And the man that's working with Dreyfus is not too thrilled with having Ichabod running around. He wants to take him out now. And Dreyfus is like, no, we need him.
I'm curious of what he is.
Yeah, I have absolutely no idea.
Wondering what the hell his horseman plays. Like, other than, do his bidding. Wonder if it's like the axe is something, or something that's on him is something he needs.
Yeah, I don't know.
For his advantage for a while.
I have no clue. Maybe that axe does have something to do with it, but I'm not sure. We still don't really know what Dreyfus is up to. We just know it's no good.
Oh yeah, he's what seems to be the overarching bad.
Yep. And it seems like now he's going to be resurrecting a lot of stuff from the past, and I don't know if this is like a nostalgia trip to try to lure season 1 fans back into the show, but I have word that Ichabod's son, John Noble, is returning this season.
I saw like a weird like it wasn't. I didn't try to find a preview, and what I got was that, and I just saw his face, and I went,
mm-hmm. Yeah. So we might be dealing with a lot of stuff from the past. I mean, like this episode we had when we were talking about the Horsemen. We had that like little flashback montage of Corbin and Abby and all that stuff interacting with the Horsemen and everything that was going on there, just really ramping up the nostalgia factor. But yeah, I don't know. I've really, really, really been enjoying the season so far, but it's not getting the ratings that it needs. It's actually sitting. I think the last I looked, it was like 0.6 or 0.7 on the chart. It's about mid range for when it comes to different Fox shows, so it can go either way.
It's trying to recover from last crap.
Yeah, that's true. It could go either way. I hope it continues going on. I really want to see more of this. This season has been absolutely fantastic. But one thing in particular this season, or this episode, that I thought was going to be a little more disappointing was Diana's reaction to Molly's drawings. But due to the fact that Molly, because we talked about this last week, that now that Molly's met Ichabod, it's not going to be as impactful to Diana. But Diana pointed out that Molly's actually dating her notebook. So she has evidence in there that she was drawing Crane before she actually met Crane. So that reveal was still worked out well for Diana, and I like that whole scene. But the drawings of the 4 trees.
She's pissed.
Oh yeah, she's pissed. But the drawings of the 4 trees, right? I forgot about those trees.
I did too.
I'm gonna be honest. Totally forgot about them.
I was all like, why is she drawing a forest? Like, I literally, in the moment I saw it, I didn't think about it either until they brought it up later, the 4 trees, and I went, oh.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's where Abby became the witness, and now it's like all of Abby's memories are coming into Molly, and Crane tries to explain this to her, and she kind of freaks out, but it's... I get why she freaks out over this thing with Molly. Totally makes sense. But when all the Benjamin Banneker stuff was going on, and Crane had to admit that he was actually, kind of a time traveler. He came from the past and all that. Everybody else was kind of like, yeah, it's cool. And she just freaked out for no reason.
Well, she was like oblivious. Like, I think they were like already aiming for that direction, and they were both like cool with it. Well, one, like I knew it. I already took your DNA and shit.
Yeah.
Well, the other, oh god, I can't. I'm not just gonna take a while to get their names too. Is like infatuated, not like
Alex and Jake.
Well, yeah,
Jake.
Yeah. He's like, oh, you're amazing. So that's why he accepted it. But he's got a whole nother thing going on. I don't know. It's like she's trying to trust him, but everything keeps going keeping shit from me. How can I trust you when you're lying to me left and right?
Yeah, and this whole thing with Molly now, she thinks she could run away from it. And
she's trying to protect her daughter.
Yeah, of course. But we know how that's going to go.
Oh, yeah.
it's not going to go well. So, I don't know. Overall, I thought it was a really good episode. Like the Horseman. Love it. I'm glad that he's going to stick around. He's not trapped in J Street forever.
That didn't last long.
No, not at all.
I'm so curious for the whole J Street, why it looked like it was like, woods and...
Yeah, I hope we haven't not seen the last of it. I want to see more of J Street. I want to explore deeper into just like the opening doorway of that street. And I don't know.
Well, I could see them going back there after they find out that he's back out again. Because
yeah.
But the black goo.
Yeah. Very, very end of the episode, Crane's assembling his IKEA furniture and he hears a noise in the closet. He opens it up. He's like, eh. And it looks like something that looks like blood at first. I thought it was blood, like, over by his boot. And I'm just like, that's a little weird. So, this goo, like, flubber type thing, starts growing and then just, like, jumps at his face. And the screen goes black, and I'm like, no, you did not just do that to me.
Well, he steps in this thing in the tunnel.
Right.
Whatever the thing is. I don't know if it has to relate with the shadow thing that was moving around in there at first.
It very well could.
I read the synopsis for the next episode, and it says nothing about it whatsoever.
Yeah.
So it's like, thanks for leaving us hanging.
Yeah, right? Is it like Spider-Man? Like, is he going to turn into Venom or something, you know? It's like that alien goo that, like, turned the Eddie Brock into Venom.
I was sitting here giggling. I just saw me giggling when you started talking about it. For some reason, in my head, don't ask me why, when I saw a little round circle next to his boot, reason for me, it looked like a Reese's wrapper. I was like,
there's no wrong way to eat a Reese's.
I was like, what is that doing there? I just thought it was weird. I don't know. And then it started to grow, and I went, oh, that's not what that is. Okay. I just thought it was some nonchalant, weird thing sitting in the closet.
Yeah, definitely thought it was blood.
Yeah, I'm weird. Don't ask me. My brain was weird.
Yeah. Yeah, Brian says that he thinks that Alex overstepped her boundaries when she took that DNA test. I 100% agree. Yeah, and Brian also says, so would the head of female make him the headless horsewoman? And I just want to know, when did the headless horseman gain the ability to put somebody's head on and then completely transform their appearance? Like,
that's what I would have wondered too. Because that was new. I was like, and then not only him, but his horse changes too to a motorcycle.
Yeah,
I was like,
a little weird. I mean, I'm not against it, but this is the first time we've seen this happen in the 4 seasons that, we've dealt with him. So the first 3 seasons, nothing.
And Crane looked confused too.
Yeah.
He was like, what just happened here?
Is it something in DC gives him more power, or, who knows?
Or did they, do something to him?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. So.
Definitely some... don't know.
Definitely some I don't know. There's a lot of that going around.
Well, I like to see they explore that whole, maybe explain how he all of a sudden got that power out of nowhere, or see it become more crazy.
Yeah. I don't know. I hope there's a lot more in store for him. I can't wait for John Noble, his appearance back as Ichabod's son. I forget what his name was now. So long ago. That was season 2. So long ago.
I don't
know. Henry Parrish.
Yeah.
Wasn't that the name of the kid in Jumanji? It was the Parrish family, Parrish Shoes. I remember that for a fact. And I could have sworn that Robin Williams as a kid was Henry Parrish. I'm going to have to look this up right now.
We're Googling it?
I'm going to have to. Jumanji. Not the new one.
Yeah, they've seen the Jumanji 2.
Robin was Alan Parrish. I don't know why I thought it was Henry. Yeah. And his father was Sam Parrish. Yeah, well, would have been funny. Anyway, anything else for this episode, Kim?
Nope, I think we covered everything.
Okay. Next episode is called The People versus Ichabod Crane. When a monster fashioned to make its victims live out their most personal and haunting memories hits the DC, the team must find its weakness to save one of their own. Meanwhile, Jenny forms an unlikely bond that could be important in saving the world. Can the group prevail against one of the most insidious monsters yet? So that may be what this goo is. It may be something that sucks out brings out people's memories and stuff like that. And because of this may be how we see John Noble if he is coming back this next episode.
Would make that sense.
Henry Parrish, yeah.
Or he would make
it's like a hallucination from his brain, kind of almost like the movie Dreamcatcher, if you ever seen that.
Yeah, but it makes me wonder, like, how that goo, like, is what it is, or whatever this goo is. How did it get there in J Street, and how long has it been there?
It may have been there since Washington D.C. was built. It may have been the first creature locked into J Street, and that's why it was warded off.
Oh, good.
So,
I'm definitely excited to see what this stuff is.
Yeah.
My Reese's wrapper.
Yeah. I can't wait. I need some John Noble in my life. But that is our show. Kim, where can the people find you?
Contemplating Reese wrappers on Twitter at HUFFITYPUFFIT.
Excellent. You can find me down below at Phenomenon, PHENOMEDOM. You can find us all on Facebook, Gmail, G+, Twitter, MySpace, and right here on YouTube at /ASOTV podcast for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows, games, and movies. Till next time, see you guys later.
Bye-bye. I want a Reese.
Human centipede. There's no wrong way to eat a Reese's.
I have no appetite for like next